folk art or outsider art, it has a kind of industry that attracts me. One of the things that is so charming and so delightful is these people are driven. They're absolutely driven to make art. Whether they're doing it because they need to make a living, whether or not it's just a way of expression, expressing what's going on with their lives or something. But you know, most of the artists that attracted me were people who get up every day and do something in their studio or in their living room or wherever it is they work. And if they never sold another piece, they'd still have to get up and do it. And that attracted me. The masking tape man, I just think this is incredible. I've been in love with this art since I first saw it. I just couldn't believe that was all made out of masking tape. This is the Jackie O, which I think is just phenomenal. And here is Elvis. These skinny legs and arms are made by taking a piece of newspaper, a piece of wire, and rolling newspaper on it, and then it's covered with masking tape and then painted. And sometimes when the necks are long, they're a little weak. In fact, he's got 3 pieces to be repaired where they had exceptionally long necks, and the wire wasn't quite heavy enough, but anyway, that's how that's done. I mean, there's not much else in it. This piece of his over here, Amelia Earhart, saw that at a show, and I had to have that. I think it's just grand. You go to a gallery or to an art show, I mean, it's great fun, but it's like going to a botanical garden where there's not a plant shop as you leave the garden, that you went in there and you can't afford anything. I mean, you know, you can't buy anything. You can't bring anything home and that sort of thing. And that was one of the things about that folk art, is that I could see a whole diversity of prices, and I'm able to purchase and bring it home. It seemed also that some of the artists right away were accessible. Some of them are listing on eBay themselves, some are going through an agent. And then you get to see, where is this from? And you realize, well, this person is just down the road, or this person is, next time I go to visit my family, I'm going to drive right through their hometown, and I perhaps can stop there and meet these people. And then you get to realizing that that's 90% of the fun, is getting to know the artist. Saint Veronica here with the Shroud of Turin, 2008. But when I saw that, but let me say a little bit about Hitchcock's work. When I first saw the first picture of it, I thought, oh no, another cutout artist. You know, we're just going to cut them out and so forth. And then you take the second look, and then you realize that it isn't just cut out. Do you see that all these are individual pieces of wood stacked one on top of the other? Like, here's a piece here, and the arm is a separate piece, and that's a separate piece. And then it sort of began to intrigue me. And this was one of the last pieces, except for I bought the Last Supper, which has all of the disciples in it. It's a very large piece. I fell in love with these angels. I saw them, the first ones, on eBay. They are made out of old chestnut logs. He was working in West Virginia then, and I just think that I think they're just absolutely wonderful. And every time I saw one go up for sale, I would buy it. I like the way that he's painted them with these very subtle paints and whatnot. And there's some difficulty with the paint staying on there, which I think adds a lot of charm to that. Let me get over here for a second. But he didn't just paint angels. He did a whole variety of other things. He had a number of pieces that had these nails in them. I think the devil made him do it. I think that formal versus informal or whatnot is an absolute natural division. It's going to happen no matter what. It seems to me that folk art's sort of like art that's coming out of the closet. You know, and anybody can do it. I think that's the exciting thing. Anybody can do it. Everybody could do it if they wanted to. You do not have to be in a big city or in New York or someplace to do this artwork. I mean, you could be in Pittsboro, North Carolina, or even smaller, Bynum, North Carolina, and be doing this kind of artwork. And I mean, not that you can't do other kinds of paintings, but I mean, you don't necessarily need all the other accoutrements to do this, and that I find fascinating.